for 1010XL. Coming up tonight, JU men's basketball is on the road at Notre Dame. The Dolphins' defense has been locked down. They lead the A-Sun in points allowed at just 58 points per game. Pre-game coming up tonight at 6:45, tip-off at 7. You can hear the JU at Notre Dame broadcast on 1010 AM and the 1010 AM stream beginning with pregame at 6:45. 13th-ranked Florida State will play Oklahoma in the Cheez-It Bowl on Thursday in Orlando. Mike Norvell and the Noles going for a 10-win season. Kickoff Thursday at 5:30 on ESPN. And the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl is coming up on Friday here in Jacksonville. It's South Carolina and Notre Dame in a ranked matchup. Kickoff on Friday at 3:30 right here on 1010XL. 52 degrees at 5:59. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Just like that, there it is, 6 o'clock Tuesday. Feels like a dream, right? I mean, get out of here, cold weather. We get it. You spoke. We listened. Time to leave. This is Florida. Bring us back the heat. Bring us back the humidity. Get us ready to crank in the 2023. Still a lot left to do, though, this year. And obviously that includes Florida State, big bowl game coming up on Thursday, the Cheez-It Bowl. All right, we'll have a report on that coming up. And, of course, Sunday is what? It is a meaningless football game. It's unbelievable. Week 17, Game 16. Who would have ever thought that Jacksonville would play in a meaningless game that wasn't meaningless because they were knocked out of the playoffs weeks ago. Like it's been the case around here for a number of years. I mean, you can win, you can lose, you can tie, you can rest starters, you can play them, you can do whatever you want. It just doesn't matter. Okay, I understand a win. Some of the other set of circumstances, if you do get it done in Houston and then you were to lose or tie against Tennessee, you need several other teams in the AFC to lose, and then Jacksonville still could get in as a wild card team. But to me, that's irrelevant. This is simple. You're going to beat Tennessee in a couple of Sundays. Tennessee is reeling. Okay? That is a terrible football team. That is one of the worst offenses in the NFL, and that's really saying something. You look around this league right now, and particularly with backup quarterbacks that are in. I mean, you look what's going on in Denver. You look what's going on in New England. Certainly, you look what's going on in New York. There is just really bad offense. Tampa's terrible. My goodness, they look old and slow. It's amazing. I mean, what's happened to Mike Evans? What's happened to, I know the offensive line, Josh Wells, obviously spent a number of years here. He went down as the backup left tackle, so they're working on their third LT, their second left guard. They have had injuries on the right side, but all of a sudden they look slow and old. On defense, they look slow and friendly. So it's amazing how just like that, things can change in this game, speed always being the factor. The only advantage that Tennessee has, and let's just be honest about this, okay? They are going to get extra time to rest. Because of that game on Thursday night, Mike Vrabel has already come out and basically admitted the fact that, they've lost 5 in a row. They're certainly heading south, and I can't see a scenario anywhere where they beat Dallas on Thursday night, even though Dallas all of a sudden is starting to give up some points. Defensively, they're still completely electrifying on the offensive side. Yeah, they're nicked up, particularly in their backfield. When you look at Pollard and you look at Elliott, still, they're a better team. They're favored by 10 points. Vrabel's basically come out and said, yeah, if there are question marks, and there are several right now with that beaten up Tennessee Titans team, better off for them just to sit their players down and get ready for the game here, 1 week from Sunday. So that's the only advantage, and I do think that's worth something, especially if debatable guys get off. That'll mean they hadn't played football until this past weekend. So they're going to get 2 full weeks to get ready for that game with the Jaguars. But all of a sudden, they're not nearly what they were defensively. And it's still one of the better defensive clubs in the NFL. But as of late, they're not as potent as they once were, due in part because of injuries. And offensively, they can't do anything at all. They just cannot move the football. Even with the great Derrick Henry, it has just completely gotten away from the Tennessee Titans. So, as we always do here on Tuesday, even though it's a little different tonight because the game was Thursday, we always invite your phone calls here on Tuesday. We allow the Jaguar fans to voice your opinion. I know that the success of that Thursday night win, the glory of that Thursday night win may have diminished a little bit after the Christmas holiday. Now you're, looking forward to what's next for the Jaguars. So, anything related to Jacksonville is good tonight. We have a couple of ways that you can join us. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also, 641-1010, we will be grabbing phone calls. All right, bad news for Jacksonville. Not a surprise, and obviously it came out while we were off during the weekend, but as you know, Dawon Smoot now gone for the remainder of the year. That's a huge blow. He had really begun to take off during the second half of the season. He became much more than just a snap count guy. His role increased week after week after week, and I really believed, even though this football team has gone a couple of games without the rookie and Trayvon Walker, that there was going to be some more adjustments coming. And I envisioned a scenario where Walker got a little bit more burn inside, and you could go with both Arden Key or Dawon Smoot, one of the two playing on the outside opposite of Josh Allen. All of a sudden, that particular plan is gone, as we know. For the record, Trayvon Walker, I'm not playing him Sunday. Why risk it? Win or lose, it doesn't matter. And that's the most asked question this week. Let's face it. Should you play these players? If you're beaten up, okay, and in this league, guys are hurt a lot more than they will let on, okay? It's because it's their livelihood. Look at all the criticism that Leonard Fournette has been receiving in Tampa. And, I guess yesterday he let it go and came out and blasted his critics on Twitter. Then he deleted the tweet. But, basically what's being said there is I'm a hell of a lot more beaten up than you people know. There's a lot of guys like that in this league. A lot of guys who have too much pride to let even those who are closest to them know that they cannot go or they are not 100% for several reasons. I mean, they could be simply professional reasons. I don't want to lose my job. I don't want the guy behind me to get an opportunity, or I'm playing for my next contract, and I don't want to be labeled as a guy who is soft. I don't want to be labeled as a guy who is injury prone. I mean, there's so much that comes into it. So this is where you want honesty from your players. And I'm saying this league-wide. I'm saying this for every team that's still in it in the playoffs. You want them to be honest with you, but you also have to make the proper decision. Because I think when push comes to shove, these players are going to look at you, they're going to shake their head, and they're going to say, I'm good. I'm ready to go, because that's the way they're wired. To get complete truthfulness from them, as far as, I'd be better off not going this week. I'd be twice as ready next week against Tennessee, I think is way too far-fetched. It's just my particular opinion. So this becomes a big week here now for Doug Peterson, who it feels like he's got a really good relationship with these players. Do you sit down Travis Etienne? 1,000 yards. He's been beaten up at times this year. He's got, 1,250 yards from the line of scrimmage, 2 more games. All right, that gives him a shot at 1,500 yards for the year. That's a phenomenal number. I'm sure that he wants to accomplish more and more. Well, what is more important? Getting him 100% or as close as he can be a week from Sunday against Tennessee, or keeping him fresh and giving him some reps this Sunday? Trevor Lawrence, okay? Trevor Lawrence, this offensive line now obviously has issues. Cam Robinson as well placed on the injured reserve yesterday along with Dewan Smoot. No one out there is surprised that this has happened for Robinson, but all of a sudden now you have Walker Little on the left side, you have Juwan Taylor on the right side, who's been playing through a nagging hamstring. Are you going to just ask yourself, do you play Juwan Taylor this weekend? Do you risk that hamstring with an opportunity to tweak it, to nag it, to flat out re-injure it? Well, if you're not going to have your starting left tackle in and your starting right tackle in, I'm not going to put Trevor Lawrence out there. I'm not putting him out there with backup tackles. I'm sure Trevor wants to play. I'm sure he at least wants to give it a go in the first half. And say what you want about this offensive line, in the last 2 weeks against very good defensive teams, this football team has only allowed 2 sacks. They allowed a sack to Quinnen Williams, Quinnen Williams of New York, who has 12 on the year, the most for any interior defensive lineman, certainly this year with Aaron Donald being hurt. And then a couple of weeks ago, it was Micah Parsons who had the sack on that great stunt when he came down the right side of the line, defensively looking at the line, the right side, or that would be his left side, Jaguars' offensive right side, the stunt that went by Taylor and then went by Sheriff, and he cut in between the rookie Fortner and Sheriff and had the sack. He had, 12 pressures in the game, but Jacksonville's only allowed 2 sacks. And I think in everything that we have witnessed here with the growth of this football team in the last couple of weeks, the pocket presence and the escapability of Trevor Lawrence has been absolutely fantastic. And there's been so much to brag about with Lawrence that I think that one, again, has not been discussed nearly enough. Obviously, him tucking, running, finding the chains, picking up first downs, for the most part getting out of bounds. We remember that tough fumble a couple of weeks ago, and obviously Jacksonville found a way back, tied it, and won it in overtime. But Trevor Lawrence as well, just having the sense to understand what is going on in the clock in his head to avoid the pressure that has been coming at him the last couple of weeks, has really been a treat to just watch. His overall game is just advancing on a week-to-week basis. So where are you with that? That's what I want to begin with tonight amongst everything else that's going on. I mean, if Lawrence got hurt, the whole world, right here in Duval, because that's where the world sits today with what is happening with this football team, every single one of you would sound like this. Why in the hell are you playing Trevor Lawrence? It was a meaningless game. Why did they have him out there? The only thing that mattered was getting him ready for next week against Tennessee. So, and by the way, I don't ever want this to happen, but it's a real question with a game on the line that frankly means nothing outside of that ridiculous 9-game losing streak to Houston that would be nice to eliminate. And, say what you want about this year's Jaguars team, but every streak that had been out there, they have snapped. They snapped the West Coast one. They snapped the NFC, defeating an NFC team streak. They certainly snapped going into Tennessee, where they had lost 8 in a row. Next up now is 9 straight home and away against Houston, which is a football team that is playing better than it feels like. They're certainly better than a 2-win team, and I do think that they will give Jacksonville some problems this weekend. So, with that said, what do you believe they should do? Let us know. 641-1010 on the text line. Again, we're going to take calls tonight. Same number, 641-1010. You can also get me on Twitter That is Ballou, Ballou, 1010XL. Do we have a good Christmas over there, JJ?
We had a good Christmas. We need to bench Trevor. Sit him.
Yeah.
I don't need to see him this weekend.
Yeah.
I don't even want him in uniform. I need him in, like, the owner's box. But, yes, Christmas was great.
I kind of want him to go out there and break a sweat, so he at least needs to take a shower. You know what I mean? Before he boards the plane. But yeah, I tend to agree with you there. It's just, I'm sure he wants to play. I'm sure he wants to.
Sure.
He wants to snap that 9-game losing streak. But it doesn't feel like it should happen. This team now has been so healthy all season long. And the injury bug has now reared its ugly head the last couple of weeks. I mean, you were down 2 starters since what? Week 3, week 4. You lost Ben Barch early, and then you lost Shaq Griffin. It feels like he's never going to be able to come back and won't play again for the Jags. Now, all of a sudden, you lost 2 really key football players, your left tackle and a guy really involved in your defensive line with Dewan Smoot. But where are you with these important people? I'm not playing Trayvon Walker. He's not 100%. Travis Etienne, don't you kind of want to keep him on the sideline? I mean, Christian Kirk is basically 1 reception away from 1,000 yards. And I have to imagine that is huge for him personally. It's also huge for this football team. When is the last time Jacksonville had a 3,000-yard passer, a 1,000-yard rusher, and a 1,000-yard receiver all in one season? Doug Peterson has never had a 1,000-yard receiver who wasn't a tight end, and that was Zach Ertz. So you have all of these personal things, and that's great for them. I love numbers, and a personal achievement for these players are huge, but it's secondary to the ultimate goal. And that is to host a playoff game here in mid-January. And right now, that is what is up next. All right, opening comments tonight and each and every night brought to you by Shmunez Vision. What a great year 2023 is going to be. How are your eyes? All right, you only have one set of them. Maybe you're in the 80th row for the Jaguars game coming up here, and you're squinting. You're looking at the scoreboard. You're trying to figure out down in distance. You're trying to figure out what number that was of the player who perhaps made a tackle, or no matter what the situation may be, you only get one set of eyes. And Shmunez Vision, Dr. Neil Shmunez has been doing this for more than 37 years. Dr. Catherine Shmunez, fellowship trained in cornea, cataract surgery, all refractive surgery. Combined, that's more than 30 years worth of laser eye surgery. Set up an appointment today, 299-2906, 299-2906. Or visit shmunezvision.com. Out at the beach, fantastic place, family operation. All right, let's kick it off. Today we're with you till 8. Tomorrow we're with you 3 to 6. Thursday I have been officially suspended for one day to watch Florida State Oklahoma football. We will be back on Friday, however. So it's going to be a busy week around here. Tonight's about you, Duval, the fans of Jacksonville. 641-1010. Your calls on the other side, as well as on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosure. Same number, 641-1010. Are you playing Trevor Lawrence this weekend? Yes or no? That and other key Jaguars, that is what is on deck right here on Into the Night.
The guy you don't want to be busy during the game doesn't wear a helmet.
The medical staff coming out.
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update on 1010XL.
I might need some Advil after that.
Protecting you and your family since 1979.
Jacksonville.
Hey, have you heard why people are driving from all over the country to buy from Beaver? Stop waiting for months for the vehicle you're looking for. We have new inventory on the lot, priced to sell and waiting for you. Plus, every new vehicle comes with a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty for your peace of mind. It's simple. We want to provide you with exceptional service before and after the sale. We'll see you at Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Or Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine. We're here to wow you.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
Main office, Jacksonville.
We've spent a lot of time in our homes.
I'm on a Zoom call.
Dinner's ready.
But we've learned that when we love our home, it loves us right back. Now you can keep that love going when you install energy-efficient natural gas appliances and earn up to $1,925 in cash rebates. You'll love endless hot water, faster drying and cooking times, and ongoing savings and comfort. To learn more and how to qualify, visit peoplesgas.com/rebates.
Here at Rhino Shield, we've been protecting homes for over 20 years. We're your go-to coating company for repairing and coating stucco. But Rhino Shield is engineered for any surface. Our coating is perfect for any siding or material used on homes. From stucco to vinyl, brick, wood, hardy board, or stone. If it's on your house, we can coat it. It's a new day at Rhino Shield, so give us a call or visit us online to set up an appointment. Rhino Shield, engineered to outlast paint.
I open the door and take you inside the locker room to get you closer to the field, the players and coaches you care about.
Get a look at Hayes' blog on 1010XL.com.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Love cornhole? Yeah! Then now's the time to order your custom set of quality boards from Mystic Cornhole Company, built right here in Jax. They even carry several lines of pro bags. Visit the shop today and score at Mystic Cornhole Company.
ITB Partners, the official financial firm for the station to beat inflation.
Whoa, Dan. People don't want to joke about their money, not during these tough times.
You mean they'd rather hear about how ITP Partners takes our money and makes us more money?
Now you're talking. They make financial planning simple and easy to understand, even for a couple of slappies like us.
Those guys have been serving Hickets for 3 generations. Junie bugged me. I even got my son Drew being smart with his money in his 20s.
It's never too early to talk with Chris Bryan, Dan Abel, Brian Wright, Reagan Wright, Jeff Hartman, and Craig Ross.
Financial questions, ideas, or thoughts, email chris@itbpartners.com.
All right, Ballou here, checking in with words of wisdom to be applied to life in your business from the business attorneys at Jimerson Burr. Let's go to Robert Plant. And did he co-write? No, I think this was just Robert Plant. And I quote, "Well, there's a light in your eye that keeps shining like a star that can't wait for the night." End of quote. Jimmy Page, perhaps, as well. Of course, that is a great Led Zeppelin. Speaking of great, how about Jimerson Burr? They represent businesses, all industries, all sizes, each matter with the same quality, care, attention to detail, and respect as if they were representing themselves. I want to point out once again to small businesses, you did your job, you did it right, you haven't been paid, and you are angry. It is time for representation. Contact an attorney right now, Jimerson Burr. 389-0050 or go to jimersonfirm.com.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Frank Frangie here from my friends at Big Chief Tire, where they guarantee quality service with every visit. Their skilled technicians will provide appropriate solutions for your vehicle at a price that fits your budget. Stop by one of their 4 Jacksonville locations to receive up to $150 off brake or rotor services. Offer valid for a limited time only. Visit the 2022 Bold City Best Auto Repair Shop at BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment at a Big Chief Tire near you. We keep Jacks rolling.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Happy to report we're still on the air after last night's conversation about the Phillips Highway stroll. Somehow unavoided, the message was not delivered. We live for another day. Or in this case, into the night. Along with the incomparable JJ.
Which, by the way, we
LaSalva.
have breaking news in the football world.
Uh-oh. Let's send it out to our correspondent, the incomparable JJ LaSalva.
Thank you, sir. So Ed Reed, who was, I guess, like the head of state at Miami, or I'm
he
not
ran the mafia.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on.
Was helpful in getting Mario down there and all that. He is now taking over Bethune-Cookman as the head coach. So sort of like a Dion move, no coaching experience, going straight to a head coach at an HBCU. I'm happy. This is pretty damn cool. I got a team to cheer for that's not the Miami Hurricanes.
Ed Reed looks 35, and then you put that beard on him, and he looks 75.
But a very distinguished.
Right, and he loves a cigar with his blood brother, Leon Searcy, our brother here.
Yep.
Loves a cigar. I think he has his own brand.
I believe so. We did an interview on XL Primetime with Leon and Ed Reed together in a cigar
I remember.
lounge.
That was down there, right?
Yeah, in Miami.
That's a blow for the Canes.
Yes, I guess.
I'm not sure what he did.
That's what I'm saying. I guess it's a blow, but we have Mario, we have John Ruiz. Like, that was sort of he was in charge of the next hire, I guess, or he had a big say in it. Did his job, moved on to coaching. I'm proud of him.
I know he ran some things there, as often I get accused of being ahead of the 210 Mafia here in town, that I do provide protection for a lot of those businesses up and down 210, which is growing like a zit. That entire part of Duval is on the cusp of exploding. It is unbelievable, okay? Durbin, Bartram, Racetrack, the other side of Phillips Highway, not where you get the Philly Highway stroll. I'm talking about up in the parts around like Bayard, right? Old St. Augustine, which has no relationship to the 210 Mafia, and don't get confused by that. It's a totally separate borough. It's a totally separate
So are you
family.
around the Woodpecker barbecue place?
Do I live by there?
Yeah.
Nah, I know right where it is.
Okay.
Right across from...
but that's the general area?
Where
or
I live?
am I like totally confused by
No.
that?
I live right off of Racetrack in Bartram.
Okay.
Where they just did the show from Island Wings, which
Haven't
is
been
there. Yeah, it's growing. Now, the place you're talking about is like, I think that's Orange Dale or
Yes, Orangedale, exactly.
It's you got like George's liquor store across the
you
street.
You have a place called Weedman. Yes.
There was a movie that I'm telling you, this is the God's honest truth. I love looking for bad movies, late at night, and I multitask. I'm reading or doing, but all of a sudden I'm watching this movie, and it's about like and I'm like, well, this looks a little familiar. This looks a little familiar. Then all of a sudden I look up, and they're driving right by Weedman's.
What was the movie?
It's called like something Woman. And like this guy, he steals two women and he chains them up and like makes them into sex slaves.
Oh my goodness.
But the movie, a lot of it is filmed at UNF.
Oh, so it's a newer film.
Right.
It's called the AV Club.
Is that what it was called? No, I don't think so. I think it was called something Women.
Okay.
But I'm watching here, and they're driving right by Weedman's. You could see a little bit of woodpeckers. And the next thing you know, they're going over that little bridge there that takes you over to Green Cove.
Yep.
Right? And there you have it. So
I
don't know if it's been nominated for a Golden Globe or any of that type of stuff. 4006 is Blue. You kidding me? You just keep going the way you're going. Don't worry about injuries. Don't worry about anything. Damn the torpedoes. Full speed ahead. Don't change a thing. And then it says here, Hall of Fame 81? We have a Hall of Famer this out of the blue telling us to jam things up? Let's look at the Hall of Fame class from 1981 and see if we can identify who, in fact, this is. Better yet, let me give out his phone number. Let's grab a couple of calls. Let's do that. 641-1010. Alan goes into the night. Welcome.
Hey, Rick. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yes.
I have been a season ticket holder since day one. I'm flying to Houston Sunday morning.
Ooh.
I want them to play everybody that can play.
Okay.
I want to win that game and shove it in Houston's face and then come back and knock Tennessee out and then take that wild card game and go on.
Okay. I think most would agree with that because there is fan importance to getting this streak over with against Houston. And we lost Alan. I do appreciate it, man. You back there, Alan?
Yeah.
All right, finish your thought. Good.
I don't think we should overlook Tennessee. I think we should just play like we've been playing and keep it going.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. And this is why these guys get paid a lot of money to make tough decisions because this is a classic, okay? If someone does get hurt, I don't care where you are, who you're watching it with, or what the situation is, people are absolutely going to second guess if you play a guy and he goes down on Sunday. That's coming. And these guys want to play. They do want to play. But to me, that's going to be a very interesting decision.
I do feel for anyone going to that game and, if they do decide to sit Trevor and company, that would suck.
Yeah,
but it's part of the deal.
Would.
I mean, like when you buy those tickets, what if Trevor actually got hurt against the Lions?
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting your money back.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I mean, you saw how I felt there, and I went off there. I thought it was an awful decision to bring him back in.
Yeah,
Doug Peterson is pushed almost all the right buttons this year, but there have been a couple of mistakes. I thought that one with Trevor Lawrence was a major mistake. Let's go to Drew, who is next up. He goes into the night with Rick Ballou. How you doing tonight, Drew?
Hey, I'm great, Rick. First time, long time. Love your show, man.
Thank you, Drew.
I think you absolutely play them for nothing else than, injuries, as you know. I mean, they're going to happen either way. I think if they don't play them, it comes off a little bit like coaching kind of scared. I mean, look at what happened a couple weeks ago with Kyler Murray. 3 plays in, guy's out. But I trust that Doug has the pulse of the team, and he's going to know what to do. But that's my take on it. I think momentum is absolutely a very real thing, and this team's got it right now. And you just kind of, you don't want to mess with the sauce too much, so to speak. So that's my take on it.
You know what? I appreciate the call, and you make a really good point. I mean, this team was 2-6. Now they've won 5 of 7. They've won 3 in a row. If you call off the dogs, you sit down some important people, and you lose this game to Houston, does that spoil, this effect that it continues to brew in this city, where all of a sudden this is becoming, for starters, an incredibly fun team to watch. I mean, win or lose, this is an exciting brand of football that we are witnessing, particularly on the offensive side. And, defensively, man, these guys have 24 takeaways. I mean, that's 4th in the NFL. Last year they had 9. I mean, just let that one settle in for one moment. And Mike Caldwell's defense has been absolutely criticized for a number of different issues. And I happen to be one of those. I know everything's good right now. We're all happy. But I'm one of those who still wonders, is he the right guy for this job? Is he the defense? There is no questioning what's going on with this offense. Okay? The offensive coaching staff, everything that is there is working. The defensive coaching staff, I do have some reservations. I wonder if Mike Caldwell, as a first-time defensive coordinator, hasn't done all of the right things to better this team, all right? And he's working with the parts that he has. And I also think it's fair that if you grab Mike Caldwell one-on-one and had an off-the-record with him and, let's begin with Trayvon Walker. How should you use him? What's Mike Caldwell's opinion? It's still Doug Peterson who is going to have the final say. He's going to allow him to run his defense, but we saw it from day one You know, when they brought Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen, you had him working with the outside linebacker coach, Bill Shuey. I remember coming on the air that night. I was absolutely furious. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you're not doing this. You're not drafting this guy number one and going to tell him to get in coverage and be an outside linebacker. So anyway, they've attempted to make some changes. Right before he got hurt, he had his most plays that year in that game, from a three-point stance. But I'm still not totally sold on Mike Caldwell. Just my opinion there. All right, I just found this because we talked about a 1,000-yard receiver for Kirk. Jimmy Smith has done it here 9 times. 9 times. This is according to our buddy John Shipley. Keenan McCardell 4 times. Allen Robinson, remember he had the monster year? He hit 1,000 yards once. Alan Hearns, 1,000 yards receiving once. And DJ Chark. That's it. 5 players.
And Chark only got 1,008 yards.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy 9, Keenan 4, and then 1 apiece for A-Rob, Hearns, and DJ Chark. So Christian Kirk getting 1,000 yards means something to him. It also means something to this organization. You told me in 2019 that
Correct.
They actually went 3,000, 1,000, 1,000.
Yeah, so Minshew had 3,200 yards, Fournette had 1,100, and DJ Chark had 1,008 yards.
Okay. That's interesting. If I would have said they did it in 18 or 17 because those were, that 17 season was pretty magical. 19, wow, and Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, that was when Foles played 4 games.
Did you see Nick Foles last night?
Thank God I didn't. I honestly forgot that there was Monday Night Football, because the holiday, my days got all messed up. So I was shocked when I looked this morning and saw that they even played. I saw the score, had a good laugh.
Really bad quarterback play this weekend by a lot of QBs around the league.
This year.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going on with Mac Jones in New England. He's a total cheap shot. I don't know.
I saw that.
The Jacksonville Waters, he's like the NFL's version of Grayson Allen. He really is.
So if you didn't see it, there was an interception that was being taken back. And a defender who was at least 15 yards behind the play.
It was Eli Apple.
Yeah, clearly going in the end zone. Yeah, and so he goes low, Mac Jones does, on Eli Apple, knee-wise. The only thing, if you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, it's that this guy is a total unathletic. We saw him try to tackle a player a couple weeks ago in that Raiders game. He doesn't know what he's doing out there on defense. So maybe, but if you're not giving him the benefit of the doubt, that's just a total cheap shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Really, really bad. Awful look. They're on him big time. And you look at that draft class. More guys failing than progressing, and obviously it's working here. The massive boost as of late for Lawrence, and it's working with Fields at Soldier Field, but the others not at all, including the latest with Zach Wilson, who they could say goodbye to him after just 2 years. All right, let's continue on with some calls. 641-1010. We have open lines if you'd like to join us. Also, the text line is burning up, 641-1010. Getting a lot of stuff right now in and out of Orangedale. Okay, apparently we're number 1 there. And I also have someone who wants to know if my Mafia ties to the 210 Mafia could spill over to Orangedale. Here's what I'll tell you about that. Okay? Don't call us. We'll call you.
Speed kills.
He was shot out of a cannon.
But what kills speed?
Oh, I'm hurt.
That nagging injury.
Listen for the personal injury attorney's Farah and Farah Injury Update on 1010XL. Protecting you and your family since 1979.
Jacksonville.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Every time you tee it up, you're trying to go low, trying to perfect the game and the ultimate score.
Well, the Golf Club of Southampton invites you to attack those pins and play a track that can meet your challenge. All skill levels, from beginners to scratch golfers. The Golf Club of Southampton has it for you, and the party on the patio, too. Check out their Friday night special menu and music on the patio and under the stars. Call 287-PLAY for a tee time at Southampton and stick around for a little fun after. It's all happening at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
You don't have to go through yet another year with that knee pain or back pain. People with chronic pain are getting real lasting relief with QC Kinetics. Leon Searcy here. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine with locations right here in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. These unique protocols use healing agents from your own body to target aching joints, repairing and restore damaged tissues so you can move again with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Got shoulder pain, excruciating hip pain? If you have any arthritis pain or lingering pain from any injury, don't let them operate on you or give you more steroids. And say no to pain pills. Call QC Kinetics and see if their life-changing, all-natural treatments can get you living your best life in this year. People are raving about these treatments. This is the future of joint pain management, and appointments are available as soon as next year. Make 2023 the year you say goodbye to joint pain. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522 in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra.
Dave Benyon here with Zero Res. Did you know that Zero Res does an excellent job of cleaning commercial carpet? We clean hundreds of businesses and churches all over town. If your carpet is due for a good cleaning, give Zero Res a call. For 1 week only, December 26th through the 31st, we are offering 20% off on all commercial carpet cleaning. We will be glad to come do a free estimate. Give us a call and take advantage of this great deal during the Christmas break. That's 20% off on all commercial carpet cleaning. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
What's the Anajar Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation, 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Jacksonville.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, with you tonight till 8 o'clock. Tomorrow night tomorrow on 3 to 6, okay? Frangie show, they're all gone. They're all on vacation. So we're going to do it 3 to 6. I'm off Thursday to watch the Cheez-It Bowl. And it's going to be a big one. I'm a little nervous here. Just because Oklahoma owns Florida State. Now, they haven't played since 2011. But I want to say Oklahoma's won, 6 in a row, and one of those deals where they finally came to Tallahassee in either 10 or 11. They had the home and home, but the trips before that was always in Norman. And in the Orange Bowl, Florida State beat them here in 1965 at the Gator Bowl. That's it. I think they're 1-5 lifetime or 1-6 lifetime. And that means nothing for this game. Florida State, no opt-outs so far. Okay? And, that could change. It could be announced tonight. It could be announced tomorrow. It could be announced Thursday before the game. But you look at a guy like Jared Verse, he is considered a first-rounder by a lot of mocks, which obviously is subject to change with everything that is in front of them. Fabian Lovett is a guy that during Florida State's 3-game losing streak was sorely missed when it came to clogging up the middle. Okay, very good run defender. I understand Verse leaving. He's got a chance to be a first or second rounder. I honestly don't see it with Fabian Lovett. I think he'd be a day 3 pick. I think he's a 6th, 7th round type of guy. He'd be better served to return, but that's my opinion. Jamie Robinson Jamie Robinson told me in July when he sat with me in Charlotte that this was it. That he was leaving. Now, Jordan Travis was telling a lot of people at that same meeting that this was it for him, and obviously he announced that he is coming back. So we'll see what happens. I think those are the 3 that you would be most concerned about not playing. Now, Jamie Robinson has said he's playing. Jared Verse has said that he is playing. Fabian Lovett's been interesting. I've had conflicting reports about him over the last, tomorrow will be their 13th practice allowed, that he has missed practice, that he hasn't been there like the others. And even guys in the transfer portal, like Amari Gaynor and others, many of them who are leaving Florida State after this bowl game have still been practicing with him and, could have an opportunity to play in the game. Florida State has really been benefited, has really benefited from, a lot of the decisions that players have made to return. Jordan Travis was enormous. Trey Benson, the running back, was massive. To see what he did in the second half of the season and just understanding how there is zero respect for running backs in the NFL, don't you kind of want to get paid as soon as you can? But thankfully for Noel fans, he's coming back. Micah Pittman's coming back. Winston Wright Jr., who never got on the field this year, is coming back. Been a little bit of talk about Johnny Wilson leaving. That'd be a major mistake for the young man. Okay, he's still a massive project. He drops every other ball. I think his route running needs improvement, and he doesn't have blazing speed. So those are 3 things that are going against him. And as a targeted 6'7" guy, I think there's some question as to whether or not could he end up being an Evan Ingram type tight end in the NFL. Now, Evan Ingram's a legit 4-4 guy who his concerns were injuries and catching the ball. I think he has 5 drops this year. You've seen him, the last 3 weeks? What does he have? 24 receptions, Evan Ingram, I think it's like nearly 300 yards or over 300 yards, a couple of touchdowns. And, again, JJ and I were talking about that even 6 weeks ago. Like, man, do you re-sign Evan Ingram? The guy's just catching just over 3 footballs a game. But he's exploded the last 3 weeks. And it's been really a totally different element offensively with this Jaguar team. But I don't think Johnny Wilson's close to being ready to the NFL. Kalen DeLoach came back. Tatum Bethune came back. Renardo Green, Jerrion Jones. There was some talk they may leave. They're coming back. I guess the only other guy they're waiting on defensively is Akeem Dent. And they missed him in the Florida game. They really did. Shaheem Brown played well, but I believe that they would be better served with him coming back for one more year. You just don't know what's going on with them personally. The NIL helps, but they may want to, school may be it, and they want to carry on their career and see if they can make it. So we'll see. But, all seems to be well right now for Florida State. They're, for the most part, a healthy team. We'll see if they're able to get it done against Oklahoma. A bunch of bowls today, 4 of them. Buffalo 23-21 over Georgia Southern. Memphis, a 38-10 win over Utah State. We have a game getting set to go right now. That is Coastal Carolina, East Carolina. And then late night is a pretty good one in Phoenix tonight. Wisconsin at 6-6. Oklahoma State 7-5. Oklahoma State was one of those schools. Weren't they like 6-0, 5-0, or 6-0? And then they just totally, absolutely fell apart. Let me look at the Cowboys here real quick. They were 5-0, and they lost at TCU. Wow, 43-40 in double overtime. Of course, TCU on Saturday playing in the semifinals, college football playoffs. Yes, the brilliant individuals of our college football world are putting the semifinals on New Year's Eve.
And I already told my chick, you're going to be pissed, but we're not going out.
You laid down the law.
I did. I was like, we can go out earlier in the day, but I'm watching the Georgia game. Like, I can watch, glance up at the Michigan versus TCU game at a bar somewhere. No. That's fine. But I will be in front of my television on my couch doing what I want to do for the Georgia game. That's too important to miss.
Well, you're a man, and I appreciate that.
I'm not married yet, and I don't have any kids.
No.
So, yes, I can still do things like that.
Here's my deal. Same. And it's because I got to get up at 6:30 New Year's Day to roll in here and do the pregame show at 8.
Jag show.
Yeah.
Built-in excuse.
And there's no place I'd rather be than right here at 8 a.m. on New Year's Day.
Entertaining you fine
Okay?
folks.
I mean, the Jaguars are
for
going
a
to the
game
playoffs.
That potentially doesn't matter.
I mean, I'm in. Oklahoma State, so they lost that game at TCU 43-40. They turn around, they beat Texas the week after, and then they lost 4 of 5, including losing 48-0.
Whoa.
At Kansas State.
Wisconsin is a 4.5-point favorite tonight.
Yeah. Of course, they made the coaching change at Wisconsin, and the only win was Iowa State. They lost to Oklahoma. They lost to West Virginia. So that's a late-night game coming up tonight. Certainly, I'm taping the Boston Bruins game. I should be home midway through the second period tonight. They're in Ottawa. They will drop the puck. It's a busy night tonight. Hey, folks, don't make sure you're around the TV to watch it, especially if Washington has a lead. Get an opportunity to watch Ovi get yet another empty net goal. That's thrilling.
What was your football watching schedule during Christmas/Christmas Eve?
You know that Ovi broke Gordie Howe's.
Well, I saw you had 801 now, but that wasn't an empty netter.
It was 801 tied it.
Okay, so the empty netter broke Gordie Howe's record.
Right, he got a hat trick for 800.
Yeah,
a legitimate hat trick, and then he. Wayne Gretzky has 894 goals. Gordie Howe has 801.
So
now,
Gordie Howe retired with 801 goals?
Yes.
So was that like him holding on just to get
forever.
800? Okay.
No, well, he went to the WHA, took the big money, like Bobby Hull did and Jerry Cheevers and Derek Sanderson. A lot of players back then went to,
was that like Live Golf?
Like the ABA.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean like Live Golf, like the United States Football League. Mm-hmm. Herschel Walker, Steve Young, Reggie White, they took all the money, but still 801 goals. And Gordie Howe was such a sensational two-way hockey player. This is what people have told me. I've seen some old film. But this is a guy who checked. This is a guy who played defense. The Gordie Howe hat trick was a goal, an assist, and a fight.
Yeah, I love that.
He was a monster. And Ovechkin's a tough guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not an Ovechkin hater. I marvel over his talent. When it's all said and done, he is going to be considered the greatest goal scorer in the history of the National Hockey League. But don't cheapen it by getting all of these empty net goals. He's got 54 empty net goals. Only Wayne Gretzky has more with 86. And to me, I just thought that it cheapened the process of passing Gordie Howe is Babe Ruth to the National Hockey League. Okay? He's Johnny Unitas, or I don't know, he's a Dick Butkus to the NFL. And to pass Gordie Howe with an open net goal with three guys right. He did. Do you see the highlight? He passed it. But it's almost like mob rules. Like, how dare you score an empty net goal? All of that money, all of that's going all the way up to the Godfather. That's Ovi. He's the only man in the world who's going to get an empty net goal. Does Ovi have...
like his teammates intentionally pass up goals to give him more.
Does Ovi have one empty net assist? No. He's got 54 empty net goals. I bet he doesn't have one empty net assist.
Well, that's the same with, any shooter. Shooter's going to shoot. Scorer's going to score. I'm watching Gordie Howe highlights right now.
He's a monster.
Also, no helmets.
Oh, those guys were absolute lunatics.
No helmets, no masks.
So that's on tonight. What were you asking me about my Christmas?
Yeah, what with Christmas Eve football and Christmas football, were you able to take in? I know you probably didn't get your normal amount of football watching in.
Well, I played golf on Christmas Eve, which was the coldest day of the year.
Yes, it was.
And it was absolutely brutal.
What did you shoot?
You know what? I didn't even keep score on the back.
You were just trying to live.
But it was absolutely miserable. And I don't think I've ever drank so much Bailey's and coffee in my life. I've never been I used to way back when in Boston, maybe a little bit of peppermint schnapps and hot chocolate, or maybe a little bit of Bailey's in some coffee. Now, listen, I love Bailey's. It's really the only liquor that I like on the rocks. I prefer my liquor neat, okay? I do. Whether it's Irish whiskey or Maker's Mark, or I've been actually drinking a little bit of tequila lately. Too much tequila. Did you have any of the tequila I bought you? By the way? It's pretty tasty,
yes.
huh?
So Rick got me the fancy bottle of 1800.
Yeah.
Not that, $20 crap.
But drinking a little bit of that as of late.
I appreciate that.
But the Bailey's, it's the only thing I like on the raw. Like Jameson, I like it neat. I don't need it chilled. And, man, I drank so much coffee that I couldn't sleep. I could not go to sleep. And I had plenty of others, once I got inside the bar and stuff, I started drinking beer, started drinking Miller Lite.
But
I could not fall asleep. I've never drank so much coffee in my life. I'm a 2-cup I would like to say morning, would that be a lie? I typically have my first cup of coffee right when I get up, which is usually around, 11:30. That's my lifestyle. But I couldn't get away from it. And then I did it again yesterday. We went out and played, but it was about 10 degrees warmer yesterday. So it wasn't nearly as bad.
I honestly watched Minshew.
I did.
Okay.
I absolutely watched that game.
That was the game of the day, really.
Yeah, we went to a bar. My girlfriend dropped me off and then picked me up. And a couple other buddies, we went and watched that Cowboys-Eagles game.
And then Christmas Day, Dolphins. Dolphins-Packers was really...
Yeah, the other two were stinkers.
Mm-hmm.
The Buccaneers are...
God.
They're tough to watch right now. And, I could not believe what I witnessed the Rams do to the Broncos. It cost Nate Hackett his job today. That's the third in-season coach that we have seen now get fired, okay? Matt Rule, Frank Reich, and the aforementioned Nate Hackett, who, there's nothing I hate more than the, I told you so guy, but come on. Everyone saw this one coming. This man was a disaster in Jacksonville, an absolute disaster. Say what you want about this team. At least Doug Peterson, and I don't think it's going to happen overnight, even though they're on such a roll right now. There's still parts of this football team that need to be improved significantly. But you have a coach that is going to try to win. And that, to me, is all you can ask for right now. Nate Hackett had an opportunity to win the 2017 AFC Championship game, as you know, was played in January of 2018. Go back. As a matter of fact, I think I have it. Do I want to read this next hour to kind of take you down memory lane with the expense of the fired Nate Hackett, or should I just let it go because playoff football is right there in front of you, Jaguar fans? So let me think about it here during the top of the hour break, but this man was a disaster in the fourth quarter in Foxborough. The most predictable set of game plans that I have ever witnessed in my life. I sat there on the sideline and called every damn one of those plays. And I don't care where you were, if you were in Foxborough like I was, or if you were sitting in a bar or sitting at home on your couch, you knew exactly what Jacksonville was going to do during each and every one of those fourth quarter possessions. It was totally, absolutely pathetic. At least go down swinging. Nate Hackett did not take the bat off his shoulder. He went down strike one, strike two, strike three, watching each and every pitch. It was one of the most gutless performances I have ever seen by a coach. And Doug Marrone witnessed the whole damn thing. You're not going to get that with Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson, 2 weeks later, tried to win a Super Bowl and did with Nick Foles, for crying out loud. Remember his game plan that day? Remember the things he did compared to Nate Hackett 2 weeks earlier? Just disgusting. Good riddance to him. He'll land on his feet, but what a massive disappointment he has been for the Denver Broncos. All right, let's get ready for our second hour. Again, we'll grab calls. Jaguar fans, 641-1010, best way to get on board. Also on our text line, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. And you can get me on Twitter. That is Ballou, Ballou, 1010XL.
To play good football, meaningful football at the end of the season.
Quarterback sneak dives for the end zone, touchdown!
Every game's a must-win for us, and that's how we're treating it.
How about that? The Jaguars' Trey Herndon. The ball was fumbled. He caught it in midair.
They stick together. They hang together. They encourage one another.
We have something special here.
It's just a sign of our team coming together at the right time.
Next up,
we still got 2 games left. We got 2 division games.
The Houston Texans.
Love the momentum, the energy we have right now.
Sunday at 1.
We want to win.
On 1010XL. Home of the Jaguars.
Your pipes are leaking, don't get nervous. Fa la 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 la. Call Roll and Reach for same day service. Fa la 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 la. He guarantees your satisfaction. Fa la 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 la. Call Roland and he'll spring into action. Fa la 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 la. This holiday season, if you have a leak and can't wait a week, dial 904-260-7059. And from the Roll and Reach family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically, if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
When you show your home love with a natural gas water heater, it loves you right back with more cost-efficient, endless hot water.
Hon, hurry it up, please.
And right now, you'll love earning a cash rebate up to $700 when you install an energy-efficient natural gas water heater.
We're going to be late. Again.
What? Did you say something, hon?
To learn more and how to qualify, visit peoplesgas.com/rebates.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best products and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From roll and lock bed covers to Lear toppers to cam locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL FM, Jacksonville Beach.
The ketchup-stained cuffs from Burger Night. The dirt-streaked sweatpants from Tuesday's boot camp class. Not to mention the sorting. We get it. You don't have to love laundry to love Arm & Hammer Plus OxyClean. Why pay more to remove microscopic stains for a deep, hygienic clean? Laundry will always be laundry. And with a little help, you'll crush it. Arm & Hammer. More power to you.
How many college football games this season have been played where no touchdowns were scored? The answer next.
Filing any homeowner's claim is really easy with Southern Oak Insurance.
Simply file your claim directly with us. We'll handle the vendors. It will save money for you.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
There have been only 4 college games played this year where no touchdowns were scored. Iowa has played in 2 of them.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
A Dream Finder's home is an amazing way to celebrate the holidays. Unwrap your family's future in a new St. Johns County community like Shearwater or Beacon Lake as 2022 comes to a close and 2023 awaits. What could be better than an expertly built, energy-efficient, move-in ready Dream Finder's home to enjoy everything that makes the holiday season merry and bright? How about an interest rate lock special from Dream Finders, which will secure your new home at a big savings? It's the holiday gift that keeps on giving. Happy holidays to all from Dream Finders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Want to kick off the new year without any credit card debt? Sure you do. You can do it with Loan Pronto's Express Equity Line of Credit. Wipe out all those credit cards now. Prosser here. Rates are down, and this is a great move to get on more solid financial footing for the new year. You don't have to do a full home refi. You can tap a portion of the equity you have and enjoy a rate that's a whole lot less than what the banks charge on credit cards. With Loan Pronto's Express Equity Credit Line, you can close in 7 to 10 days. You can access up to 95% of your home's equity. Use that money. Pay off high-interest loans of any kind, credit cards, personal loans, car loans, whatever. Consolidate everything into one easy payment. Even if you did a total refi last year, you can tap the equity with this fast, easy program and keep your main loan intact. So call Loan Pronto now, 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Also go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, let me spend a minute on this because some people have asked, and I'm here to deliver. All right. This is the fourth quarter of the Miles Jack wasn't down AFC Championship game, and there are people out there that I know and I like and I've been friends with for decades, who will say, get over it, turn the page, move on. And I'm always going to fight that, okay? No matter what the situation is, I can't allow that. And I always state that I'll get over it when I fall into that wooden box for the final time and I'm dead. As far as I'm concerned, grudges like this, missed birdie opportunities. All right, it's one thing to miss a birdie putt, right? You read the green wrong, you pushed it, you pulled it. It's another thing to leave a birdie putt short because another thing to miss because you left it short, right? I mean, who's the brilliant Wayne Gretzky? We talked hockey earlier. Said you're going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take. What's another rule? Who came up with it? Was it Bob Hope? Was it Bobby Jones? Was it Ben Hogan? Who was it who stated that, well, 100% of the putts you make that you leave short are not going to go in, right? That's the way that this game, to me, was defined with Nate Hackett, an opportunity to kill the beast in Foxborough. And you didn't. Warren Sharp is he's an odd guy. I like some of what he puts on Twitter. Others, I think, is some other stuff out there I think is crap. But he does here and there put out some good stuff. And he talked about this right when it happened. And I went back and I saw it. Here's his first tweet. Poor situational awareness, clock management, highly predictable play calling. Thank you. That is what I've been yelling about ever since the game. Inferior play calling, okay? The Jags can say that they were playing to win with second down deep shots on 100% of second downs, but that is not how you really win in this situation. He goes on to say the Jaguars had 6 snaps in the fourth quarter without moving the clock in a lead if you include the one punt. They never ran the play clock to even 5 seconds, let alone inside 5 seconds. 4 of the 6 snaps were with 9 to 13 seconds left on the play clock. So this is a team, if you remember, was trying to play a totally conservative style of football and get out of there with a win by watching the clock tick, yet they snapped the ball with 9 to 13 seconds remaining on the play clock. So now on 3rd and long with a stop clock, what do? 100% pass and only one completion. The punt following the pass was snapped with 6 seconds on the play. Yada, yada, yada. All right, here's the nuts and bolts of it. Is from Warren Sharp. This is Jacksonville with the lead in the 4th quarter of the AFC Championship game with Nate Hackett calling the plays. Every single first down was a run from the shotgun. Okay? 4 first downs. Here's what they accomplished. 2 yards, 1 yard, 1 yard, and minus 1 yard. So you ran on all 4 of your possessions on first down. Okay? That means you were 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9, 2nd and 9, and 2nd and 11. On the road in Foxborough. And remember, when they snapped the ball, it was between 9 and 13 seconds remaining on the play clock. So, what did they do during second down? You ready? Every single second down was a long pass downfield. Okay? All of these second and long situations during this 4th quarter lead was, the goal was either to complete a first down or set up a 3rd and manageable, right? Instead, look at what they did. Remember how we criticized, remember the criticism that came last week, Dallas on 3rd down?
When they were running the clock
3rd down,
out,
Kellen Moore. Okay, Trevor Lawrence fumbles the football. This is why, to me, why Mike McCarthy should be fired at the end of the year. And Kellen Moore is being talked about as a head coach somewhere. Are you kidding me? Trevor Lawrence fumbled that football. There was, a minute 40 to go in the game? Dallas didn't try to win the game. I mean, no one talks about it because this is Jacksonville and everyone's ecstatic. But if you were in Dallas, you ran on first down. And everyone in the world knew that you were going to run on first down. Jacksonville burns a timeout. You run on second down. Everyone in the world knows you're going to run. Jacksonville burns their second timeout. So what do you do on 3rd down and 10 or 3rd and 11? You do one of two things. You run it and make Jacksonville use their 3rd and final timeout, or you try to get it to the chains. You try to get it to 11 yards. Instead, they threw it, 40 yards downfield?
Yeah, you could throw, but make sure that it's a completion.
Okay.
So they have to change or take a timeout. They threw basically a one-on-one Hail Mary type ball 40 yards downfield that had not a high percentage play.
So let's go back to the AFC Championship game. And the only reason why we're doing this is just taking a quick little trip down memory lane with the awful, unforgettable and unforgivable play calling of Nate Hackett. Again, you have 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9, 2nd and 9, and 2nd and 11. So what does Jacksonville do on every single one of their second down opportunities? They throw an incomplete pass, but they don't throw an incomplete pass, trying to pick up, half the yards or at least to the stick, right? When it's 2nd and 8, Bortles throws a pass incomplete 20 yards downfield. When it's 2nd and 9, Bortles throws it incomplete 20 yards downfield. When it's 2nd and 9, Bortles throws an incomplete pass 35 yards downfield. When it is 2nd and 11, Bortles throws an incomplete pass 17 yards downfield. Okay, you follow where this game plan is going? I mean, on the other side, you've got the smartest coach, arguably, in the history of the NFL. A defensive-minded coach. I don't even remember who his coordinator was, and it was probably Matt Patricia. I'm not sure. But that is the brain trust on the other side of the field. So now let's go to third down, okay? Third and long, okay, with a stop clock. What do the Jaguars do? 100% pass and only one completion. The punt following that pass was snapped with only 6 seconds on the play clock. The others were punted and stopped, yada, yada, yada. All right, so there you go. You had 4 possessions in the AFC Championship game in the fourth quarter. You ran unsuccessfully each and every one of your first down carries. You passed unsuccessfully 0 for 4. 4 incomplete passes on second and long. You completed 1 pass out of your 4 third down opportunities and settled for 4 punts. Does that sound like a football team that tried to win? Now, maybe you can say, all right, well, he threw it 20, 35, and 17 yards, so they tried to do a little something on second and long. You just weren't able to accomplish it with Bortles and company. The point I'm trying to make, and I made these comments back then on these airwaves, it was so disappointing because it was so predictable to see what this football team did. And how did he get a head coaching job?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. It's exactly how he got a head coaching job. What a massive miss by Denver. So that leaves us now with 3 coaches already gone. Who's next? It kind of feels like Cliff Kingsbury, right? Kyler Murray.
Yeah. I think he almost got lucky that Kyler got hurt.
Yeah.
He might be able to use that as some sort of excuse or like.
Well, Steve Keim is
who
out.
Who wants to come in next year and you're going to have a backup for most of the season, I would suspect.
Steve Keim took a leave of absence. He did so 2 days after the Murray injury. J.J. Watt announces today that he's retiring. It just feels like Kingsbury and Murray aren't on the same page. Others are saying out there that even after the injury that Murray has become, a total malcontent, that he's very difficult to get along with. I have trouble digesting that because the man got paid. And to me, money solves a lot of problems. But he's injured at this particular time. Feels like he's on the outs. I can't see Tampa hanging on to Todd Bowles. That thing is
terrible.
I finally
you're talking about an offense that's predictable. Tampa.
Yeah.
Every time it's the exact same thing.
Tampa has no speed.
They look old.
They can't.
Not just Brady, like everybody.
They can't run. They cannot get open. I don't know what's happened to Mike Evans, man. And Brady missed him on that corner route the other night. And, he had Julio Jones, and it was called back because it was...
Brady makes like 10 bad throws a game.
He's really... But you know what? That offensive line is just terrible right now in Tampa.
And guess what? They're going to win the division and host a playoff game. I
finally saw Todd Bowles talk. I watched it. Listen.
He's a nice guy.
Oh, yeah. I watch Tampa play every week because, I think you're witnessing something that I don't ever think will happen again. I mean, Tom Brady won his 285th game yesterday. Okay? 285 wins. It's absolutely unheard of. But I watch Tampa Bay every week, and it seems like Todd Bowles is never talking. You know what I mean? And finally, I watched him talk a little bit. I mean, I don't care who you. I mean, even
Oh, you mean like literally during the game?
Whenever they show him, his lips are never moving. Okay, and listen, there was a lot of that with Urban Meyer here, but that was Urban. Everyone commented on it. I don't care who you are or what the situation is. When they show the head coach, he's at least involved in the conversation. Doug Peterson is obviously always talking because he's calling plays. And, Cliff Kingsbury playing on the other side, kind of the same deal. I look at Todd Bowles, and he's not even doing anything. He's got like 0, and he's still running that defense. It's his defense. So I think he's out. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a change in Cleveland, right? I mean, isn't that par for Cleveland? For crying out loud, it's the Cleveland Browns. Of course they're going to fire their coach. They fire their coach every 2 years. That's just customary for them. Do we have any other team that would surprise you if they? And we had 10 a year ago. We already have 3 now. I could see 6.
Would you be shocked if they gave up on McDaniel already? No, I think that's probably it.
I would. The only other one I could see.
Oh, what about Washington? I mean, I know they've had a semi-decent season, but like Ron Rivera's a crap coach. They're never going to win anything with him.
Yeah. Well, who knows what's going on right now there with Dan?
True.
Nothing would surprise me. Okay.
If Dallas has like an early playoff exit again.
Well, I already gave you my thoughts on Mike McCarthy here 2 weeks ago. He didn't try to win that game. If I was a Dallas fan, I would be irate. It's one thing to lose. It's another thing to lose when you coach scared. And Nate Hackett coached scared in the 2017 playoff game. 2 weeks ago here, Dallas and Mike McCarthy coached scared against Jacksonville. I think Sean Payton's a big player in all this.
Oh, yes.
I honestly think that if Jerry Jones knew he could get Sean Payton, he may walk away from Mike McCarthy. I believe that if the Los Angeles Chargers, who are going to the playoffs, if they were to get knocked out in week 1 and they thought they could get Sean Payton, maybe that's the end of the road there. Payton has said Miami as well. McDaniel has struggled a little bit as of late. Miami still has a real legitimate shot to grab that last playoff ranking, to grab that last playoff spot. Right now, they are one of 2 wild card teams that would end up getting in. Let's see. As a matter of fact, when we come back, let's spend a minute on this. I got to do it. I got to take a break here because we're up against it. Getting a lot of feedback from you, though, on the text line. That's the best way to get on board. 641-1010. We're with you tonight till 8 o'clock.
Putting the ball in the end zone's like putting money in the bank.
I told you and I told you. Touchdown.
Universal Roofing Contracting presents the Offensive Player of the Game on 1010XL. Universal Roofing Contracting. The difference is universal.
You don't have to go through yet another year with that knee pain or back pain. People with chronic pain are getting real lasting relief with QC Kinetics. Leon Searcy here. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine with locations right here in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. These unique protocols use healing agents from your own body to target aching joints, repairing and restore damaged tissues, so you can move again with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Got shoulder pain, excruciating hip pain? If you have any arthritis pain or lingering pain from any injury, don't let them operate on you or give you more steroids. And say no to pain pills. Call QC Kinetics and see if their life-changing, all-natural treatments can get you living your best life in this year. People are raving about these treatments. This is the future of joint pain management, and appointments are available as soon as next year. Make 2023 the year you say goodbye to joint pain. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522 in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra.
This is your Mad Dad's Update with Chapter President Donald Ford.
Hello, Jacksonville. I'm going to get right to the heart of the matter. We have had 485 shootings in 2022. This includes murders and individuals being shot. Jacksonville is well on its way to being the murder capital of Florida per capita population again. The answer to the problem is simple. We as a community have got to come together and encourage one another to break the code of silence. Jacksonville cannot solve the problem, and they were not there when it happened. They desperately need our help. We have got to say enough is enough. I'm not going to take any more. Our family could be the next victim. Hit me on Facebook and tell me what you think.
For information about Mad Dad, go to Mad Dad's Jacksonville Chapter Facebook or MadDad'sJacksonville.com.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
The Jacks Police Athletic League inaugural 5K and Fun Run is Saturday, January 7th at Ed Austin Park on Monument Road. Register at jaxpalsports.org.
There's a critical need for all blood types. Please consider donating at a local blood donation center.
If Hurricane Ian affected your business or home, the Small Business Administration may have assistance for you. Call 800-659-2955.
If you know someone with cancer and no insurance, call the U.S. Uninsured Helpline at 800-234-1317.
If you're between ages 16 and 24, you can learn a career in construction, electrical, plumbing, or masonry with free training from the AMI Kids Florida Registered Pre-Apprenticeship Program. Call 576-7337.
If you're involved in a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, find out how at 1010xl.com.
Want to kick off the new year without any credit card debt? Sure you do. You can do it with Loan Pronto's Express Equity Line of Credit. Wipe out all those credit cards now. Prosser here. Rates are down, and this is a great move to get on more solid financial footing for the new year. You don't have to do a full home refi. You can tap a portion of the equity you have and enjoy a rate that's a whole lot less than what the banks charge on credit cards. With Loan Pronto's Express Equity Credit Line, you can close in 7 to 10 days. You can access up to 95% of your home's equity. Use that money. Pay off high-interest loans of any kind, credit cards, personal loans, car loans, whatever. Consolidate everything into one easy payment. Even if you did a total refi last year, you can tap the equity with this fast, easy program and keep your main loan intact. So call Loan Pronto now, 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Also go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Georgia Bulldog football.
Stay close to what the Dogs are doing. I'm Andrew Gibson. I'll bring you the Bulldog Report all season on 1010XL.
Brought to you by Travis Cummings and the Bailey Group.
This month is the perfect time to make sure your roof hasn't been damaged after storm season. Schedule a complimentary roof evaluation with Universal Roof and Contracting. You may qualify for 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months on your roof repair project, plus a free warranty upgrade for first responders and veterans. This offer expires December 31st and restrictions apply. License number CCC 1330747, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for concert season. Come on in. There are 8 venues here in town. Florida Theater, Daly's Place, the Arena, the Sanog Amp. I mean, what more could you ask for? Come to town. Good music town. We got Deep Purple rolling in. You want to go to the Deep Purple show, man? Hush, hush. That'd be fun.
I do love their music.
We can gum it up.
Now, is this all?
It's not like the old days where people were passing jaybirds. Today, it's all about the gummies, and you can just kind of stare at the stars.
Got to hit the vape. My brother was hitting his vape on Christmas on the couch in my mother's house. I'm like, that's how, like,
the vape.
That's how weird weed smoking has gotten. That he's literally smoking on my mother's couch, and no one even noticed.
You can't go to a Deep Purple concert, on a couple of beers. That would be a total disservice to them.
That would be a slap in the face to them.
Right.
Are they English?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They were across the pond. Not a lot of the originals are still there. I saw them here probably 3 years ago. Judas Priest opened up for them at Daly's Place. And I was really surprised. I've seen Judas Priest a few times. I want to say Judas Priest played here during Rockville, maybe. But a lot of people left after Judas Priest. It was like Judas.
Fools.
It's like the opening act was better received than Deep Purple. And I think it was a weeknight. It was like a Tuesday or Wednesday night. So these people probably had to get up and go to work.
Time.
Obviously it wasn't a younger audience.
I got to hear My Woman from Tokyo before I leave.
When you when you have a double billing of Judas Priest and Deep Purple, I mean, the mean is going to be about 75 years of age.
Yes.
I remember I went to that show, and I was officially the youngest person
guy.
there. Loved it.
I thought Deep Purple would be opening up for Judas Priest. Maybe they switch off.
No, it was quarterly. Yeah, Deep Purple they were really part of that underground movement, right after, like, the Rolling Stones and the Who. They were right there with, like, the Kinks and bands like that. I'm reading the book now on Fleetwood Mac, it's from Mick himself. It's just unbelievable how they were so close to folding up when Peter Green left the band. Then they had some troubles, and they brought in Bob Welsh, who surprisingly just got up and left, and he went out on his own a little bit. But they were totally, an English band that became more popular here in the States, and then they resettled in Southern California because their former manager tried to steal the name Fleetwood Mac, even though Fleetwood Mac was named after Mick Fleetwood and John McVie. Some people don't understand that. John McVie is the Mac side of Fleetwood Mac. And, of course, he married Christine McVie, she had a great last name. I think her name was Christine Perfect, was her maiden name.
Yep.
And she became Christine McVie. I was out with Susan and Derek last night, Susan Tedeschi and Derek Trucks, and I asked Susan if she had ever met Christine McVie, and she said that she spent a lot of times and has met Stevie Nicks many times, and I was aware of that. Stevie got all the glory, and she was so talented because of her ability to sing. But to me, Christine McVie was even more important because she was a phenomenal musician and, writer, lyricist, and I still to this day think her lead vocals were incredibly underrated. You listen to some of her stuff with Fleetwood Mac. But anyway, they went to California because their former manager was trying to steal their name, and that's where he wanted just Lindsey Buckingham to play guitar, and he said, we're coming as a package deal, Stevie and Lindsey. So there you go. People really consider them, a California-based band, but their ties really go back to England as well.
So on the text line, like when you text in, not only do we see the text that you just sent, but we see like your, previous few.
Yeah.
There's a guy,
Mm-hmm.
November 3rd of this year. Davis Mills is far and away better than Trevor Lawrence.
We need his name. We need to call him up. We need to call out that guy. Yeah, someone says Lovie Smith should get fired. Here's a guy here, 635, says Belichick is gone.
Whoa. Maybe on his choice, he would leave.
Belichick.
I couldn't imagine that Robert Kraft would fire Bill right now.
He's made some bad decisions.
I can see that.
Draft-wise. Okay, but I think he's... Then again, look at Philadelphia, man. They fired Doug Peterson right after he won a Super Bowl. I mean, Bill Belichick's won 6 of those bad boys.
Different thing. First of all, it's Philly. Second of all, yes, he's won $1 million. And he's responsible for Robert Kraft's, being who Robert Kraft is right now.
Robert Kraft looks like he's really slowed down. Did you see the video?
He's old.
Did you see that pig out in Vegas who got in that man's face?
No. He's 81.
It was
a Patriots fan.
The last 2 weeks, the way the Patriots lost to the Raiders and the way they lost to the Bengals.
There was a large woman.
There was a very large woman.
Patriots fan, yes.
But just totally verbally abusing this fan in Las Vegas. Yeah. And Kraft brought him in, he and some, I guess, family or fans, and put him in the suite for the game this last week. I mean, total tip of the cap to this young man. He just got verbally destroyed by this overfed woman, and he took it. And it was a great example of
being the bigger man.
It was a great example of just dealing with white trash, I guess would be the proper way to say it. And it got a lot of attention. It went viral. Because, there's so many other people who would have reacted differently. They either would have had words or, maybe there would have been a physical confrontation, which in this case, because it is a woman, the man would have gotten just destroyed, even though. So I just give him so much respect for being able to have a sense of control. But he brought him in, and I saw the video, and man, it felt like to me that Robert Kraft really struggled to talk, really struggled to get out his words.
Mm-hmm. I'm watching it.
Disappointed to see that.
It's 81, dude. Happens.
56-24, Ballou. Anyone worried about the long break that we've had since the last game? I'm not, because they're winning. Okay? Now, listen, they had that bye after the loss in Kansas City. Remember, they were down 20-0, and they came back and made it a game. They lost 27-17. I was concerned about that because they had lost 5 in a row, and then they knocked off the Raiders here after being down 17-0. Just imagine that for one moment. This football team lost 5 straight in the month of October. They had 5 games in October on the 2nd, 9th, 16th, 23rd, and 30th. 0 for 5 in October. You're down 17-0 to the Raiders. And you came back. Wow. Then you lost against maybe the best team in the NFL at Kansas City. I was concerned about the bye then because they had lost 5 of 6, and they were once again falling into a trap where they were getting themselves behind on a weekly basis. And, it nearly happened right after the bye. Again, they were only down 6-0 to Baltimore, but there were 2 dropped touchdown passes. That game very easily could have been 14-0 Ravens. Then they just got pummeled against Detroit. Are those tapes that I had against the week of Detroit, have those vanished now? Are those disappeared into thin air?
I made sure we'll never hear those again.
Yeah, because I tell you what, man, if I was what you said, an earlier texter said that Davis Mills was better than Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, he's trying to defend himself right now.
I want to say that Monday, December 5th show. Oh my God! I mean, I had going away tickets for a lot of guys in that building.
I mean, earlier in the season after they lost to, I guess it was Denver, I think, Matt Hayes and Leon Searcy on XL Primetime were like, I don't think they're going to win another game.
It's unbelievable. Again, you lose 5 in a row and 6 of 7, and then you think there's a glimmer because the 2 wins you get in a period of 7 weeks, 2 wins in 8 weeks, are come from behind victories against Las Vegas and Baltimore. So you're like, and then you just get your ass kicked in Detroit. I mean, it was I don't know how they've done it. I do not know how they've won 3 in a row against 3 good defensive teams in the Titans, Cowboys, and the Jets. So no, I'm not concerned. It's a late, it's a Thursday night. They get to stick around here for Christmas. They'll leave early Saturday, and obviously they're going to play on New Year's Day. I don't think that's as big of a deal as traveling during Christmas. Last year during Christmas Day, we flew in to New Jersey. I remember going across the pond, going across the Hudson, and walking around New York on Christmas Day. I pulled up today on my Facebook thing, a little video I did outside of Sparks Steakhouse, which was closed, but that's where Castellano was shot dead in the hit by John Gotti and Sammy the Bull Gravano, the rat, the ultimate rat. John Gotti never rat. John Gotti died in prison, but he never ratted anyone out, unlike the Bull. So I'm not concerned. I think they have an opportunity to rest, and for that advantage is going to spill over for Tennessee next week because they play in 48 hours, right? They play Thursday night, so they're going to get the luxury of getting healthy on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, where the Jags going to play on Sunday. So they get a 72-hour head start. And Mike Vrabel has already talked about resting key players. This is really weird how this game has almost no bearing at all. The only thing that could happen is it'd be better for Jacksonville to win in case there's a crazy scenario where the Jaguars were to lose to Tennessee. They could still find their way into the playoffs. Let me find it for you. I have it right here. All right, here's the way that if Jacksonville wins this Sunday in Houston, but was to lose to Tennessee, okay, this is how they get into the playoffs. They would need, this weekend, the Dolphins and the Jets to lose. I'm not even sure who they're playing. I think one of those teams is in New England. Let me see who they're playing this week.
The Dolphins play the Pats.
Okay, how about the Jets? Jets are in Seattle. Okay, Jets are a 2-point favorite in Seattle.
How? I guess White's back.
And that is a weird line, huh? Would you say the Jets, Patriots?
Dolphins, Patriots.
Dolphins, Patriots, New England favored by 2.5. Miami's really struggling.
They might not have Tua.
Yeah, another concussion for him. Just awful. All right, so this is what the Jaguars need. They need losses by Miami and New York this weekend. Next weekend, you need losses by Miami and New England. Let's peek ahead. I know
Miami
England
plays the Jets.
Has Buffalo. Okay, yeah, Jets in Miami. It's always tough to go down south this time of year. Pats, Bills. That could be worrisome. You know, we know now the Bills at this particular time would have that bye. Do they need to win out in order to keep that bye, to keep it away from Kansas City? So when you had 2 byes, remember the playoff rules have changed. We only have 1 bye now. We've added an extra wild card game in both the AFC and NFC. How great is that for football fans? Just to know that you're getting 2 more playoff football games this year. That's pretty incredible. But week 17 or 18, you need a loss as well by the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's what you need. If the season ended today, Buffalo gets the only bye. Your playoff games would be as is, all right? Number 5, Baltimore, coming here to take on number 4, Jacksonville. You would have a 7th seed in Miami going to a 2nd seed in Kansas City, and you would have a 6th seed in Los Angeles going to a 3rd seed in Cincinnati. Right now, playoff spots have been clinched by 5 teams. Buffalo, Kansas City, Cincinnati, and Baltimore, and the Los Angeles Chargers. NFC, the bye is Philadelphia. The playoffs would be, if the season ended today, a 7th seed in Washington going to a 2nd seed indoors in Minnesota. A 6th seed in New York going to a 3rd seed in San Francisco. And a 5th seed Dallas down the road against a 4th seed in Tampa Bay. The entire NFC East is going to the playoffs if the season was over today. It's absolutely mind-boggling. It just simply blows you away. And I mean, who would have believed that Jacksonville would end up having more success this year against the against the AFC West than actually the NFC East that we knew has always been the bottom feeder. And, they lost at Washington. They lost at Philly. They lost here against the Giants. And then the best team in the conference, they beat here in Dallas. And you're down 27-10 late in the 3rd quarter, JJ. 27-10. And this team comes back. Absolutely incredible. You look at the AFC West. They won in L.A. That's a playoff team. You destroy them, 38-10. They punched them right in the mouth. Lost that game, in London was terrible. That was maybe outside of Detroit. That was a loss that really stung, right? Again, you're down 17-0 to Vegas, and you come from behind, you win that. And then Kansas City, I think that is arguably the most acceptable loss that Jacksonville had this year because Kansas City is probably right there with Buffalo as arguably the best team in the NFL. Philadelphia really got hurt in their offensive line. They lost Lane Johnson. That's what it's all about now. It's about staying healthy. And it goes back to our earlier conversation about whether or not you play Trevor Lawrence and all of these players coming up Sunday in Houston. All right, let's put our final touches on this one. Again, hopefully you'll join us tomorrow. We will be with you from 3 until 6 tomorrow. That'll be Wednesday's program. I'm off Thursday. Going to watch the Florida State-Oklahoma game. Appreciate the higher-ups. Just saying, Ballou, we don't want you anywhere near the microphone when Florida State's playing. We care. There's children out there. There's families. And we hit the dump button too many times with you. We can't have you on the air during Florida State. So I've been told to take the day off. I'll be back on Friday. So that's this week. It's going to be a lot of fun. And let's wrap it up next. Final thoughts. Again, you want to comment? Best way to do so is on the text line 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Your home for Gators Hoops is 1010XL.
It's a division matchup. The Gators and Auburn Tigers tomorrow night at 6:30 on 1010 AM.
O'Reilly. Improve visibility in your vehicle and save $10 on a pair of Trico Force wiper blades now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Don't risk your safety because of bad wiper blades. Be ready for any weather. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Visit your local O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Are you an electrician looking for better pay and benefits? Miller Electric Company has the industry-leading compensation package. Electricians are eligible for a signing bonus up to $1,000. Now, they're partnering with the Jaguars on their new performance facility, the Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric has opportunities for you to work on some of the most exciting projects right here in Jacksonville. Whether you're experienced or not, visit MillerCareers.com, an equal opportunity employer. That's MillerCareers.com.
Bud Light and everyone at Anheuser-Busch want to remind you to get home safely every time. People are counting on you, on the road and at home. Plan ahead with safe rides, and don't forget to hydrate between beers. Bud Light encourages everyone to enjoy responsibly and socialize safely.
JEA knows that sometimes life presents challenges. So if you have financial limitations or face unexpected hardships, we're here to help. We offer a variety of payment plan options that give you more time to pay your bill if you need it. We can also connect you with a partner like United Way for financial assistance in times of need. And through our My Way program, you can prepay your utilities up front for more control over your bill. Because as a community-owned utility, we're here to help our customers in need. Learn more at JEA4customers.com.
You don't think this would be a good moment to text somebody?
There's never a bad moment to share your opinion on the 1010XL text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Share your opinion
As soon as possible.
at 641-1010.
Dave Benyon here with Zero Res. Did you know that Zero Res does an excellent job of cleaning commercial carpet? We clean hundreds of businesses and churches all over town. If your carpet is due for a good cleaning, give Zero Res a call. For 1 week only, December 26th through the 31st, we are offering 20% off on all commercial carpet cleaning. We will be glad to come do a free estimate. Give us a call and take advantage of this great deal during the Christmas break. That's 20% off on all commercial carpet cleaning. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
This holiday season, unwrap a brand new Dreamfinders home. You'll enjoy everything that makes the holidays merry and bright with family and friends in an expertly built, energy-efficient Dreamfinders home. What could be better than calling one of St. Johns County's magnificent communities such as Shearwater, Beacon Lake, or Silverleaf home as 2022 comes to a close and an exciting new year begins. Plus, with an interest rate lock special from Dreamfinders Homes, the timing is perfect to be in a gorgeous move-in ready home. Happy holidays to all from Dreamfinders Homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com.
Ballou here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, no score, end to 1, Boston in Ottawa. The Penguins tonight, NYI. Sidney Crosby, 536 career goals. Florida teams tonight, off. Both Tampa Bay and the Flying Jessica Blaylocks down south. Neither one of the two in action. 1-0 Washington. No, Ovechkin did not score, and he did not have an assist. Okay? Johansson with the goal. Love NHL on Fly. You ever watch that late night?
Can't say I do.
Hockey highlights?
I'm more of a NBA. You got to choose. In
Right.
this time of year. Are you an NBA fan or are you an NHL fan?
I'm a total NHL fan. It's not even close. Not even in the same stratosphere. Now, I do get into, playoff basketball.
Right.
Celtics are playing some good ball. The best record in the NBA. But
big win on Christmas Day for them.
Hockey is it's my favorite sport.
Does hockey play on Christmas?
No.
Okay.
Christmas Eve, or they get the 3 days off.
They get oh, wow. I know they have the New Year's outside day game.
Can't remember if they had a couple of games on New Year's Eve. Christmas Eve, excuse me. Let me look back on that because I know our listeners are dying to know.
No Christmas Eve games.
Yeah, they had 3 days off. Hey, a lot of people have asked me about this flex, about the chance of the Jags moving. I really have no idea. I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. I don't know. It'd be very cool to have that on a Sunday night with the whole nation watching with a win and you're in. And obviously for Jacksonville, it's not only a win and you're in, it's a win and you host. Right now it would be Baltimore. Did you hear the Joe Buck, Scott Van Pelt thing?
I'm halfway through it.
Let's throw it on.
Play it?
Yeah, let's play. I mean,
happens?
People made a really big deal about this. It was a little uncomfortable.
So this is post-game Monday Night Football, and they always have the announcers talk to Scott Van Pelt on SportsCenter.
That's it. I get one question. That's all.
Yeah, I decided tonight, Joe, that I wanted to talk to Troy more than you.
I know, but I have to awkwardly stand here while he answers questions.
You want me to block him out here? Ask me another one. Come on.
Yeah, but it was warmer tonight. It was warmer tonight, wasn't it? Huh? Warmer?
It sure was. Yep, inside. Inside, yeah, that's good. Thank you. That was my second question. Yes.
Did you have a good Christmas,
it was warmer
Joe?
inside.
Was it a nice Christmas?
I had a good Christmas. Yeah, little boys had a nice Christmas. I appreciate it. One got a drum set, one got a guitar. That's why I'm happy I'm in Indianapolis tonight.
Yeah, but you got that private jet money, buddy. You'll get home by 11. 11 local.
Yeah, but don't tell Michelle that. I'm going to milk this for another couple of days.
That's
exactly right.
This is really getting awkward, and I'm going to segue out of it. Boys, Happy New Year.
It's your show. It's your show.
Buddy. Yeah,
Thought you wanted ratings.
I find no problem.
No, I think they're just both
people bored. I thought it was sarcasm.
Around. Yeah, Joe Buck has that dry, sarcastic humor, and Scott Van Pelt sort of does too. I just thought they were just playing around. I mean, they might not like each other. Who cares? I thought it would be a lot worse.
Well, that'd be the better story if it did come out that one side didn't like each other, because people love.
You know what?
They love that stuff.
Of course. You know what comment was like? Oh, maybe I could see that was sort of personal is that you have the private jet money, you can be home at 11.
Yeah.
But the rest of it to me was fine.
Yeah. I love it.
Me too. My brother, by the way, is the director on that sports center. Won an Emmy Award. Yep.
Well, that's very, very cool.
Yeah.
I'll
have to text him about that tonight.
Yeah. He actually,
I'll
yeah.
get some inside info
Get
tomorrow.
some dirt.
Yeah.
Get some dirt. And if not, let's lie and say we have some dirt. Just try to bring a little bit of attention to the program.
Scott Van Pelt has a picture on his wall of Joe Buck crossed out. I will definitely text.
Yes. Tomorrow, 3 to 6. All right. Different hours for us on Wednesday. Look forward to talking with you then. That'll be 3 to 6. You'll actually be off tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
So, JJ, Gibby will be in, and Frank Hayes and Lauren are off the remainder of the week. So
I'm
I'll
actually vacationing with the three of them. So it'll be a blast.
Yeah, there you go. So that'll be tomorrow from 3 until 6. And then I'm off Thursday, back with you Friday night as well. That's going to do it. Hacker is coming up next. So don't check the text line. Now that the show is over, if you want to get a hold of me, please do so. Ballou 1010XL on Twitter. For JJ, my name is Rick Ballou. We'll talk with you tomorrow, 3 until 6.
Football Fridays are made with special ingredients.
I didn't know you cooked.
Extra football.
These are delicious.
Pre-Game Friday gets you ready for the games. Brought to you by MyBookie and Dream Finders Homes on 1010XL.
We would like to thank everyone for a very memorable 2022 and wish all happy holidays. But the best is yet to come. Happy Honda Days is here. Visit your local Honda dealer and see the new exciting lineup for 2023. Don't miss it. We're dealing.
Ballou here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Josh Scobie here.